Hello everyone, it's Eva. Thanks for joining me here at my channel. I thought I would do a reading today on the subject of spending time with family, friends, and acquaintances over the holidays when you no longer have your original faith or your spiritual beliefs to rely on anymore. When you've gone through a turning away from your religious path and you're about to rejoin people who either don't know that or don't see eye to eye with you on that, or just you used to participate in that community and you no longer do. So I started the reading by pulling some cards, and this is what came up here. This is the Hanson-Roberts tarot. And I'd already kind of been working with this energy and this one on this subject earlier in the day as I did my own personal reading. So it's interesting to see this come up again when I sat down to kind of deliberately cover this subject. This card did not come up that time though, so I'll be exploring how these kind of work together. But this is sort of our focus to begin with. This is the Five of Swords energy, and it is one of the harder energies in the tarot deck. There's a lot of ways to interpret it, but I'm going to start by describing what we see here. We see a person dressed in armor holding several swords. They've got, looks like two in this hand, one in this hand, yeah, and there's two more on the ground. And in the background, there is, looks like two people who are kind of looking dejected, and behind them is what looks like a barren tree and a stormy sky. That's very typical for a Five of Swords card in the tarot. And the idea of this card is that it's sort of a no-winners card. It's this person may have tried or may have bested these other two people in a battle, and they've taken their swords. They may even be scrounging up the swords of the battle afterwards, but there's no real valor here. There's something off about the situation, and it's sort of a contentious energy of kind of feeling like either you're in battle with someone. It can be, often it's just a battle of the words, because the sword suit represents our words and beliefs. It can feel like, no matter how you go about it, there's no winner. Either, you argue and the other person sort of has a smug attitude, or you're the one with a smug attitude, or none of you are really in agreement. There's no harmony found in this energy. I usually consider the fives sort of the one of the more difficult energies of each suit. So we have the suit of swords, the suit of cups, and the suit of swords again in this card. These cards, and we'll be pulling some more cards too to go a little further with this reading. But it's just not a pleasant energy, and this is also unpleasant. Another five here, the Five of Cups. So we kind of have this arrangement of energies here, and the Five of Cups shows a person with their eyes closed. They're often near some water. Sometimes there's a bridge in the picture. Yeah, you can see a little tiny bridge here leading to another, almost like to a castle over here. There's always 3 spilt cups and 2 upright cups. And the idea is that this person is sorrowful. They're kind of focused on what isn't right about the situation. Cups usually represent our feelings, our emotions, our inner world, our imagination, our psychic world, kind of how we connect to dreams and fantasies. It's our feelings. And then when they're spilled like this, there's a sense of loss. Something has been lost. Relationships have been lost. Our feelings are kind of scattered and low. We're at a low point. And we usually have our back turned to the upright cups. There's something still good, but we're having a hard time seeing that because we're focused here. So it's another low point in this suit of cups. So I feel like going into holiday time where you're sort of thrown back into the mix of the faithful, you will have these feelings of loss. That's only natural. You've lost something by losing your faith, by losing your, at least a portion of your faith. Maybe you haven't fully left your practice, haven't fully left your religion, but something about it isn't working for you anymore. You can't ignore it anymore. You can only go up from this place, though, especially in the cup suit. This is the lowest point in the cup suit. There's a sense of maybe regrets and even stuck grief. You can be stuck in your grief here. This is also an unpleasant energy. This is more of a battle of wills, a battle of beliefs. It's kind of about arguing about beliefs. And then in the final card here, this trilogy, if you want to call it that, there's the Six of Swords, which shows someone, usually sometimes two people, in a boat, or even three people, usually like a ferryman ferrying other people away. Here we seem to have a single person with 6 swords in the boat. The idea is that you're leaving behind this energy here and you're moving towards calmer waters. You're taking what you believe, what you think, your thoughts, your knowledge, and you're moving away from the trouble and into a calmer place, a new beginning, someplace to recoup your energy, someplace to kind of start again. And I think this is a really important energy to keep in mind throughout the holidays, that you want to maintain your own beliefs and you want to kind of steer away from arguments and just people wanting to trap you maybe in debates or guilt. Try to avoid those kinds of situations, and when they come up, remember that you have an out and you can choose the higher ground, so to speak. And there's going to be more to this, I believe, as we pull some other cards, more to this situation of heading home for the holidays, or heading away from home maybe, but rejoining those who kind of remind you of the past and what you no longer are comfortable with. I'm going to take a moment and consider what deck we want to turn to next. Okay, so I've come back and I've pulled some decks that I wanted to just sort of shuffle and see what comes out. This is called the Lonely Dreamer Tarot. And I went to this one because of these energies here. This can be a lonely time. It can be, you can feel especially alone because, I'm going to turn these like this again, because you're not who you were, and it's hard to relate often to the people around you. And you're not sure what to say, and you're not sure of yourself in a lot of ways. Sometimes you're you don't really feel like you have much to offer people, maybe because they may seem very sure of themselves, and you're not sure of yourself anymore, and it can really make you feel insecure and belittled, even though that wouldn't be the right way, I think, to regard yourself. It's nonetheless really natural when you're going through a big shift in identity, like losing your faith. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that there's no reversals here. Don't think so. And we can always add some reversals in if that feels right, but I just want to start with a blank slate, basically. So thank you, Spirit, our Creator. I do believe in the Creator, but if that's not your belief, then by all means, pray as you see fit or not. And I just do work with divinity. So I ask for divinity to steer our insights into this. I am someone who has left their religious path and has worked through a lot of those feelings, over several years. And I'm here to support others in that journey. I'm not here to tell anybody to leave a path or go on another path. I'm really only interested in offering support to people who are already in that stage, already feeling like they need a change, or they've made the change and they just need someone to walk that path with them. That's what this video is for. Thank you, Spirit, for this night and day here, for whomever's watching, to be helped in this way. We ask for your grace and love always, and your enlightenment. Please help us understand how to navigate the holidays when we've lost our old religious practice or faith. What would you have us talk about next, Spirit? All right, we have a card here and another break right below it there. Take both of those. We got, the Sun and Seven of Swords. So I'm getting a couple different messages going on here. The Sun card on its own is such a beautiful energy. To me, it's, it's everything joyful, everything you feel when you feel your best self, and you feel full of hope and love, and like a child out to play on a beautiful summer day when there's no worries. It's that energy. It's the star at the center of our solar system. It's the bright, life-giving force that we all rely on. To me, it's a symbol of divinity. So it's all of that goodness and more. It's the eternal goodness of the universe shining down on us. So to me, that is a message in itself to carry into the holidays. Remember the sun. Remember the joy you have on a beautiful day when your schedule is clear and your conscience is clear. And in fact, I just read a poem by Mary Oliver. Last night I read it, and then I read it again this morning, and it's called Why I Wake Early. I'm going to read it real quick. Excuse me while I grab that. It's from her book called Why I Wake Early, but I have it in this form here of her collected poetry. This is actually her own choice of her own poetry, so she chose what poems to put in this collection here. I'm just going to show it to the screen here, and I'm going to read it. Hello, sun in my face. Hello, you who make the morning and spread it over the fields and into the faces of the tulips and the nodding morning glories and into the windows of even the miserable and the crotchety. Best preacher that ever was, dear star that just happens to be where you are in the universe to keep us from ever darkness, to ease us with warm touching, to hold us in the great hands of light. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Watch now how I start the day in happiness, in kindness. I just think that's beautiful, and I think it's so appropriate for us who will be waking up maybe in other, places over the holidays, in guest rooms and hotel rooms, or in our own homes, and it's our choice in how we greet each day. It's our choice to remember that there is something beyond this world and beyond man-made religion or any and all created things. There is the creator, or there is the sun at least that shines down on all of us. And, we can kind of remove ourselves a little bit mentally from all the trappings of the season and just give thanks for the sun in the sky and the warmth it brings and the light it brings. And let that hopefully, bring kindness into our own souls so that we can share kindness rather than get caught up in this kind of energy. We have another swords card right next to it, the 7. So we have the 5, the 6, and the 7. And the 7 is another kind of difficult energy, like the 5. And in a sense, I get these two coming up together. There's almost the sense of the sun shedding light on this energy, both in a good way that's healthful, but also in a way that makes it harder almost. The 7 of Swords, to me, it's a card that, in relation to the self, is a card of self-deception or not being totally authentic. So sort of hiding who you are from yourself sometimes, as well as from other people. And we have to do that at times. You'll have to discern for yourself whether the holiday time when you're with people is a time to hide yourself and to take cover, to be a little bit deceptive about who you are and what you do, because that might be the safest route. Or when it comes to other people, it can be a card of other people not being completely themselves with you, and other people not being truthful and honest, and maybe being deceitful. And the sun next to it can be a sign that there's going to be light shed on this. So it could be about, sort of a reminder that we can think we're pretending, or we can think we're hiding ourselves, but you can never be sure that the truth won't come out. You can never be completely sure. So just keep in mind that both for yourself and for others, there might be something revealed that is uncomfortable, that you weren't planning on revealing, or that you weren't expecting other people to reveal. And I think it's important to know that you are loved even in that position. You are loved by your maker, no matter what's going on here, whether it's other people being deceptive with you or you being deceptive with them and yourself. You are still loved. The sun is still shining. There is still grace, always. That doesn't go away. It's even shining when it's nighttime, right? Because although the earth turns away from the sun every 24 hours, it goes through that cycle, the sun is still shining. I think that's a really important thing to hold on to. And let me see if there's anything else. Oh yeah, I was going to pull from this deck too. This is called the Devas of Creation. I thought, let's turn to creation. Let's turn straight to the Creator. For those who are comfortable with that, you're of course welcome to sign off the reading at this time. For those for whom this resonates, I hope you'll continue to hang out with us here, to be encouraged. One more card pull here. Aren't these beautiful? They're just really glorious. Let's go ahead and dive in here. Thank you again, Spirit, for any message you want to bring forward for us at this time from this deck. We prepare ourselves for gatherings, as we spend time with others, as we need retreat from those times, and we need to pull away and sort of restore our own sense of balance, our sense of self, our sense of beliefs. And what else would you have us consider from this deck for holiday time? And really by holiday time, I kind of mean not just here when I'm filming this in December, but no matter what your beliefs are when your holidays hit, there's different times of the year when we're faced with religious symbolism and heavy faith, community action and events and so forth. So it's really about any time of year when you're in that position. Ooh. So we have 43 here. Let's go ahead and turn to the guidebook to see what this is about. Let me see. No, not 43, 48. This is Neptune. It says, Neptune's blue coloration results from its methane-rich atmosphere. Now this is written by Cilla Conway, who is the artist behind this deck. I don't know if all her facts are correct, so we'll just say that. Go ahead and double check anything that I read aloud here. So it says the eighth planet from the sun, Neptune, was discovered in 1846 and is its largest moon, Triton, soon after. Neptune has active, visible weather patterns driven by the phenomenal winds, which have been recorded at 2,100 kilometers per hour. The Deva of Neptune, that is like the god or creator, the Devas, are also pronounced as Devas, is a belief system that you're welcome to research. I don't claim to be any kind of expert in it, but it's kind of like within the creation, there is a belief that in everything that was created, there is like a God entity that exists within that is responsible for it. I pronounce it Dewa because I think that's how it's pronounced in the part of the world where it originated, but I could be saying it wrong. The Dewa of Neptune is seen as mystery, a deep unknown force. If we allow it, the Dewa will draw us into unreality and fantasy. If we attempt to fight that vast amorphous energy, we may find ourselves deluged in confusion or indecisiveness, or prey to feelings of martyrdom. On the other hand, the Dewa can gift us with great sensitivity. It may even reveal the doorway to infinity. When we encounter the Dewa of Neptune, it challenges us to accept a certain lack of control over our lives. Many find this deeply unsettling, but a few creative souls will open the doorway to the Dewa and revel in the swirling mists of the unknown. Mythologically, Neptune is associated with the god of the sea and rules over Pisces. Right. So, the message here is kind of like you're stepping out of your known existence for a brief time. Each time holiday season rolls around, we kind of have to roll into a different way of being. We're out of our element, and we're amongst other people who kind of pull us off center. Not that they mean to, but it's just how it is. We all experience that sort of unsettling business of kind of, what travel involves, or changing our location, or just going to holiday parties and kind of being thrust back into old ways of thinking. It's very unsettling. And there's those who kind of, I think their uglier sides come out when they're in that. And I think there can be compassion for people who are perhaps pressing your buttons, trying to rile you up, trying to test you, especially if they think you've gone off the right path and are on the wrong path. And you want to try to avoid getting ensnared in that, and you want to remember that everyone's feeling some unsettledness, right? And all of us can kind of do and say things at the holidays that we regret later. And to have both compassion for them and for yourself in that situation, and to also see the good that can come from stepping off the beaten path and doing something sort of different. That also speaks to the general theme of leaving faith behind for the unknown. You maybe don't know where you're going with your spirituality, and people may want to push you to answer for that. They may want you to say, hey, what do you believe now? Why haven't you found a church again? Or why haven't you done this and that? And you want to sort of remember that there is something to be gained from being in the in-between, from letting yourself kind of roam untethered. That isn't all bad. You don't have to find the answers right away. You don't have to know where you're going. It's perfectly okay to be in this nebulous place and be searching and acknowledge that. Now, not everyone's going to hear that, but just remember that you are always okay. Their light is always shining for you. Okay, the sun and the warmth and the life-giving energies of the Maker are always there to support you. And there are many other people also in that same situation who are going through similar things, and we can all support each other. I think that is where I'm going to leave this reading. I hope some of this brought you comfort, brought you solace, gave you insights into what you want to be kind of remembering as you are in the midst of these energies. And if you have anything to add and share with your fellow people in this situation, I hope you'll do that in the comments. I'll try to monitor the comments and keep things from being, unpleasant down there, because I want this place to be a place where we support each other. Yeah, and I just wish you all the best over this holiday season that you're entering, and whenever you happen to see this reading, and we'll catch up after with that. Take care, everyone. Wishing you all the best. Bye-bye.